Morning everyone, and welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we discuss all things entrepreneurship and running. It is a very fresh morning, feels like -3 degrees today, so wintry conditions but not too breezy or as it feels at the moment, so not disastrous running conditions. And it's Wednesday wellbeing today, where we discuss all things mindset, wellbeing, personal health, etc. And today's topic is if you can't control it, stop worrying about it. So it's a good one. It's really important to me, so it will be hopefully a good episode. And as always, if you like this episode, please give it a like and a subscribe, and let's get started. So, the topic of if you can't control it, stop worrying about it. Now, it took me a long time to kind of learn how to do this, because it's easier said than done. As human beings, we worry about stuff, and it takes a while to kind of educate yourself to try and stop worrying about things that you can't control, because most of the time that's what we worry about. We're in a global COVID pandemic. It's getting worse and worse and worse. It's pretty alarming. It's pretty concerning. I can't deny it's affecting everybody in different ways. And but there's so many people that just get so super worried and worked up about it. And yes, it's not to be taken lightly, but how you feel about it doesn't change what's going to happen. You can't, on an individual basis, collectively, if every single person in the world, isolates themselves for a period of time, then yes, collectively we can make a difference. But from an individual perspective, today, let's look at it from that perspective. There's nothing that you and I can do that's going to change what's happening with the COVID pandemic on the larger scale. Collectively, yes. So obviously we should continue to follow government guidance, etc. But what I'm trying to just explain here, probably not using the best analogy, is that I can't control what's happening with COVID. So I could spend my life worrying about it, or I could spend my life worrying about things that I can control. But I can make a difference to my life, hopefully in a positive manner, rather than worrying about stuff I can't control. So, like I say, I've had some horrendous experiences in my entrepreneurial career. I've lost multiple businesses. I've had business partnership breakups, legal disputes, all sorts, you name it. I've probably experienced it in entrepreneurship, and it's all part of the journey. And I've been close to kind of mental breakdowns and depression, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, because you get so worked up and worried about what's going on. And over the course of the years, I've now managed to condition myself to ask myself this question every time when I'm feeling all agitated and nervous. I've got nervous tension, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, these emotions that we all experience as entrepreneurs, business owners, as people in everyday life. We experience these emotions. And once you start understanding things and actually putting some perspective around it, you can manage these emotions far more effectively. A prime example is this block of flats refinance that I've been working on for years. There's a car coming past, 1 second. I've been working on this refinance probably for 2 to 3 years. It has had the potential to have serious ramifications on the property business, and we've had 5 or 6 valuations from 1.2 million down to £575,000. How you can have a block of flats in a short space of time fluctuate in value by that much is beyond me. And it has had huge ramifications, and we had the lowest valuation come in on this latest refinance effort that we're working on at the moment. And I've worried so much about this blooming building over the years, and it's got to a stage now where I've conditioned myself, and you know what? It was possibly the worst result we could have possibly got from a valuation, and I just stopped worrying about it because I couldn't control it. I've tried every trick in the book with not influencing is the wrong word, but trying to ensure that a value has all the required information to make a fair evaluation on on a building. And I found adversely, if I got involved with trying to provide additional information to a valuer, it's highly likely it'll be disregarded purely on the basis that, you know, they like to make their own assumptions, they don't like to be influenced. And you know, I've tried every effort to get valuations at the levels that I've needed, and inevitably it hasn't worked. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to let this run its course and we'll deal with it, whatever comes of it. And it came back 575,000, less than half of what it was worth back in 2017. I still think it's worth upper echelons of over $1 million, and whatever the valuer put in his report to justify it at 575,000 is beyond me. But I can now control the after effects. So I've now got the valuation report. I'm now dealing with the ramifications of it. Unfortunately, well, fingers crossed, we've got a refinance package in place that will hopefully work and keep things moving along. So I was considering selling the block. Hopefully I'm going to be able to retain it and sit on it and hold it as an asset, because that's what the goal has always been. And but yeah, the bottom line is go back to me 5 years ago, I would have been probably having a nervous breakdown over this. And over the course of time, I've conditioned myself to not get so worked up about stuff I can't control, and it has a huge impact on your personal health. You just go past this person. Morning. Morning.
Hi.
And don't underestimate the compounding effect of when you worry about things you can't control. There's no positive outcome from doing that at all. But what is actually happening is stress takes its toll on your body in so many different ways. I mean, some people have health conditions, some people have, you know, skin disorders, you name it. And stress can have a negative impact on how your body reacts, which shows you how managing stress levels is so important. And it's really, really key. I mean, I have some really sensitive skin, and it's quite personal now, but sometimes, you know, I might get some form of, I don't know how to describe it, just a sore. Or when I run a lot, and I wear a lot of tech and things, I'll get areas that I've sweated more at that may be a little bit sensitive. Not in the regions you're thinking. I'm thinking of primarily where I wear my heart rate monitor on my arm, and because I'm wearing something that is rubbing, you're getting friction, it creates a bit of an irritation on my arm. It's nothing to be concerned about, but the bottom line is, when I get stressed, it irritates me more. When I'm not stressed, it doesn't seem to have an impact on me, and it just heals, and I just move my heart rate monitor to the other arm, and I keep rotating it so that it doesn't irritate me anymore. And but the point I'm making here is that stress affects your body in so many different ways. And yes, there will be essential stresses in life that you have to deal with. Okay, that's by and by, that's part and parcel. But there are so many instances where you're stressing yourself out over something you can't control. So what's the point in doing it? There's no benefit. If it's something you can control, yes, you can worry about it, because you can think and you can plan and you can put action in place to positively influence that scenario. But if it's something you can't control, stop worrying about it. And like I say, this has made a huge difference to my well-being over the last couple of years. In particular, through some really tough times, by learning this process. And it doesn't happen overnight. You'll still get those butterflies, you'll still get kind of heart palpitations, etc. You'll have to, mud. You have to manage. But the more you do this, the more efficient and effective you get at using this tool. And it has been one of my main ways that I've managed to keep myself on a level, keep my head, keep myself under control, keep clarity and focus on what I'm doing. And I stress that you do the same. So I stress that you do the same. I'm even using the words now. So I hope you found this episode useful. It's a relatively short one today. But if I was going to summarise it, you know, what does if you can control it, don't stop worrying about it mean? Well, there are things in life you can control, and things in life that you will be able to influence in a positive manner based upon your actions. Okay, they're things that you can worry about, because you need to think and scrutinise worst case scenario for what you're going to be, kind of how you can influence that scenario. And there are things in life that you cannot influence from an individual perspective. And quite often, the more we worry, the higher our stress levels get. And if we keep our stress levels lower by only stressing out and worrying about things that we can control and we can influence, and ignoring the stuff that we can't, we're keeping our stress levels at a significantly lower level. I would hazard a guess, I'll find some evidence to back this up, I'm pretty sure that it's true, that a significant proportion of people are, the stress levels are so much higher than they should be because maybe 50-60% of what they're worrying about is outside their control. So stop doing it. Keep your stress levels under control. Keep your mindset in a positive frame of mind, and keep your actions and mind focused on stuff you can control and influence rather than things you can't. So, hope you found this useful. As always, if you have any questions on this stuff, drop me a comment, I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger question, I'll possibly do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. If it's irrelevant to you, just unfollow me on your social feeds. You don't have to unfriend me, just unfollow. But before you do, please check out the Runpreneur YouTube channel, as I do a different topic every day of the week. So if today's topic isn't relevant to you, it may be that something on another day is. So please check out the YouTube channel, give it a subscribe and give it some support, and hopefully be able to dip in and out of it on an ad hoc basis in the future. And also check out the Runpreneur community Facebook group, where I host all the free resources that accompany the vlog. And the first one that's just been released is my 70-step process to repurposing, reformatting and optimizing your content across all social platforms. So if you want to be omnipresent and you want it to take as little time as possible, check out my 70-step process that I go through for every single piece of content I create. I don't do it now, I've got a team of people that do it, hence we're starting our social media agency. But if you want to put more content out there, then hopefully that'll be really useful and helpful for you. So that's pretty much it. All that's left to say is that the Runpreneur vlog was set up to help entrepreneurs and business owners overcome the emotions of stress, anxiety and overwhelm by using exercise, or in my case running, as a release valve or release mechanism to relieve the pressure, manage and control it so you can thrive and move on to bigger and better things. It can be the difference between success and failure, how well an entrepreneur deals with these emotions. Every single entrepreneur experiences them. The ones that do it well, as I've said, will thrive, keep their focus, keep clarity, move on to bigger and better things. The ones that don't, the pressure builds up, builds and builds and builds in the form of stress. They have no release valve. It builds and builds and builds, and then something blows or breaks. And in most cases, it's either the entrepreneur or the business that actually breaks down. And either or is going to be. Sorry, I've got someone ringing me on the vlog. But anyway, so just as I was saying, I digress, and it can often be detrimental to the likelihood of your business lasting the test of time. And I've been there. I've lost businesses because of this. I've had business partnership breakdowns because of this, and I've almost been bankrupt because of this. And I finally find that I have now something in my life to relieve these pressures and stresses. I use running as my release valve, and it's given me a whole new clarity and purpose on life, and it's enabled me to take on more than I've ever taken before, and I seem to be progressing at a rate that I've never progressed at before, which is super positive. So my pledge to you is that if you are an entrepreneur who's struggling with these emotions and you feel you've got no one to turn to, don't struggle with entrepreneurial pride and bottle it all up yourself. Drop me a message, okay? I'm a complete stranger, but let's jump on a call. There's no catch here at all. I'm not selling anything whatsoever. I just want to get on a call and I want to try and help you. Some entrepreneurs have already taken me up on this, and I've already given them hints and tips on how they can positively impact their lives with some simple changes in their daily routines to kind of manage these emotions, and I hope to do the same with you. So don't be stubborn. The support's there if you need it, and it's completely free with no catch, so don't miss out on that. So that's it for me today. As always, if you like this episode, please give it a like, a comment and a subscribe. If you want to see similar content, please check out the playlist link below, and I'll leave you as always with stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.